Hi guys, so I'm back today with part 2 of my Cartographer Prima mini album. So this will be my final project for March for the CardnScrapz design team, and also it's my final project as part of the design team. So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone down in CardnScrapz for providing amazing kits, for asking me to be on the team in the first place, and for always being there for having the chats. So thank you so much. I've had such a good time. I've really enjoyed making all the projects for CardnScrapz. It was so easy with all the amazing goodies that they have in store and that they supplied me in the kits. So I'd like to say a big welcome as well to the new design team, and I can't wait to see what they are going to make. They've got gorgeous kits this month, so I'm looking forward to seeing all these fabulous projects. So this is part 2 of my video, and this is how I've made the inside pages for the album. There's a little sneaky peek, but the rest of this video will show you exactly what I've done. So thanks again everyone, especially everyone in CardnScrapz, and Leah, who's always there for me when I need someone to talk to about crafting and about anything, because she's super. So I think that's everything, and enjoy the video, and thanks again for following along with my design team projects, and I hope you like this album. It was so fun to make, so easy. I love this collection, the Cartographer collection, and that's all I can say. So I hope you enjoy the video, and see you soon. Okay, so I've taken off our lovely covers that we did in part 1 of the video. I'll link that video down below the screen, but just shows how we made this lovely canvas cover for our album using the Prima Cartographer collection and various Prima embellishments. So I'm just going to take that off while we're working with the covers and the pages inside. So there's no need to do anything with the actual cover because our canvas cover goes over that. So I've opened it up and I've just painted all the edges, and I used Tim Holtz Distress Paint in Black Soot. And also, excuse me, I've done that to all 4 of the pocket-shaped chipboard pages that were inside. And then for the 2 little canvas pages, I've added just a touch of the black paint on the edges, so I hope you can see that. So I'll be embellishing those as well. And then what I decided to do was to cut 2 plain square chipboard pages, just from some chipboard I had in my stash, just medium weight chipboard. And I've just painted all those edges too. So just to have a different shape to all the pocket shape pages, I'll mix in these nice square pages in between. So what I'm going to do now is go and cover all of these with the papers, and then I'll be back to show you the next stage, and we'll be making some interactive pages and just embellishing. Okay, so I just want to talk a little bit about covering pages, say like this one, where you have an uneven shape and it might be a bit more awkward for covering. So what I like to do is put the piece of chipboard down on your pattern paper and draw all around it just in a pencil, and then cut. I like to cut in from the line so that you're left with a little border edge of your painted chipboard. So when you come along with your paper, it's just slightly in off all the edges, and I'll actually get a lighter piece just to make it easier to see rather than the black paper, just so you can see there's a little edge of the paint all around. Also, I always like to kind of paint or ink the edges of the pattern paper, so you can see that there. And the Tim Holtz paint makes it so easy to do that because it has the dabber at the top. So then what I like to do is I just like to adhere it down like this. And as you know, when you buy these albums, they have the punches holes already done. So I'll show you how I do it, but first I like to stick down one side. So I'll do that now and I'll be back in one sec. Okay, so I have one side adhered down now, and then you can see that you're blocking up the punched holes. So what I want to make sure is to punch your page before you stick the back paper down, or else you won't be able to see where the holes are. And also when the paper is quite heavy, like nearly cardstock, like the Prima is, like a high quality paper, it's hard to know where the holes are by feeling them or anything because it's so heavy. So what I like to do is, after I've covered one side, I go in with my crocodile and punch out the holes before I adhere down the second side. So I'll do that now and I'll be back. So there you go, I've punched out the holes from this side. It's so easy with the crocodile. I don't know if you have one of these. They're the We Are Memory Keepers crocodile. Mine one is so old. It's one of the first things I got when I started making mini albums because it's so handy. So what I'm going to do now is adhere down the back side, and then I'll be able to use the front as a guide for the holes. And then I'll be doing that to all 4 of these chipboard pocket shape pages, my 2 square chipboard pages I made myself, and then I'll be back. So now that I've finished covering all the pages, I've gone ahead and just put the whole book back together. So you can see here, everything's nice and covered, all the lovely papers. There's a lovely travel theme to these papers, postcards. I love this wooden page. It's my favorite. I think that's my favorite page, alongside the hot air balloons. Another favorite. Okay, so basically when I was putting the book back together, I tried to put in all my pages, including my extra square pages I made, but there actually just wasn't enough room because the rings are actually quite small, and because I want to decorate and get a bit of interactive pages done. What I decided to do was I left out one of the square pages and the other one of the canvas pages. I'll use them again on something else, so it's no worries. I just wanted to make sure, you can see it's quite full already, but I wanted to make sure I had a little bit of space for decorating. So what I'm going to show you next is some ideas for interactive little ideas for your pages. So I'll go ahead and get those papers ready and I'll be back. Okay, so from this nice road map piece of paper from the collection, I cut a 4" by 5.5" strip of paper, and then what I did was I scored it at 2.5 and at 5, which gives you 3 sections. On the small 1/2" section, I just tapered in the corners and I have double-sided tape on there, and what I'm going to do is fold this up and adhere together to make a little pocket. So we'll have a little pocket on one of our pages, actually on 2 of our pages because I have made 2 of them. What I did was went around all the edges just with the paint again, and because this paper is a nice quality, you don't need to use cardstock, you can just use the paper for making these actual little pockets. So I'll assemble them and just show you them 1 second. So here you can see the 2 little pockets. They're actually, you know, straight through. I didn't put a bottom on them because I will probably just embellish along the bottom to hold it together so the tag won't fall out. But that's just to show you those 2, so you'll see them when I add them into the book. I'm also going to show you now how to make some little waterfall pages, so I'll go and get the card for those. Okay, so now I'm going to explain to you how I make my little waterfall feature pages. What I did first for these particular ones, I cut 3 4x4" squares of just plain kind of beigey cream colour cards, just I had in my cardstock. It matched up with the papers. So I've scored it at 1/2" just on one edge, and as I said, I've made 3 of those. And then what you want to do is just add tape to one side of the little 1/2 inch. You can see my tape here, the white piece. So you do that, and we'll be covering front and back with the pattern paper. I have those cut out here, and I've just painted all the edges of everything. So we're doing front and back on all of these, and then they attach onto a back piece, and the back piece measures at 4 by 4.5. So I'll show you an assembled one, and then it'll make more sense of how you put it together. Okay, so here's the other one that I've made just to show you. So this is what the waterfall actual little interactive bit looks like. So I'm going to show you how I've put this together by making a second one. So we have our back piece, and this is the piece that measures 4 by 4.5. And then we have our 3 little pages with the tape at the top. So what I like to do is get my very top page, we'll just peel off the backing off the paper and try and keep this on camera. So just want to line this up right at the top of our backing page and rub it down, make sure that tape is nice and stuck. And then we get our second little page with the flap. Again, just take off the backing, and then you want to line this right up beside beside the top one, like that. Give it a good rub. That's the second one down, and then we get our third one, and just peel off the backing again and line this up again. Right up to the line, and rub that down again. So that gives us our little waterfall pages that can be used for a photo, or the plainer ones could be journaling. That's why I kind of like to have a plainer piece and then a more detailed piece, so you can journal and have a little photo on there. So there you go. So then we have our 2 little waterfall units, and we have our 2 little pocket units, and then we have all our lovely embellishments from the kit. So now is the embellishing part, and then I'll be back to show you a flip through of the finished album with all our embellishments and our interactive pages. Hi guys, so I'm back with the final mini album. You can see I didn't do too much embellishing inside because it was packing up pretty quick. I was afraid it wouldn't close by the time you get photos and everything in there. So I'll do a quick walkthrough. So the covers you saw me make in the first video. So I'll just flip through. So the inside cover, I've covered the papers, and you can see the nice sprayed covers that we did in the first video. Then this first page is the canvas pocket shaped page that was in the album. All I've added up here is 2 roses from last month's kit, a little hot air balloon that I fussy cut out of the papers. Well, I didn't really fussy cut it, as you can see. I kind of cut around it and just inked the edges with black just to match in. One of those lovely little Prima something blue gems, and down in this corner the cartographer rose, another rose from last month's kit, cartographer leaves, and the lovely princess line, little wood veneer, the gorgeous little frame. And I just framed up one of those hot air balloons from the hot air balloon pattern sheet, and again one of those something blue little bling pieces. So this will be like nice for the title or even a photo, but I think the title will be nice on this page. So I've just left the back plains for a big picture, and also this side is plain, just because I couldn't over embellish because it was getting so bulky. So here's 2 more pages. I love this paper here. This is one of our pockets that I made, and I glued this little veneer bird at the bottom. That'll close in the bottom so the tag won't fall out of the bottom. Here we go again. So we have an interactive page, and this is our waterfall page, so you can see how good that is. And because they're a nice size piece, you can put a nice little photo on those or journaling. And then this page again, I've got clear for photos. Another one of our waterfall pages, I just added one of those something blue blings and veneer as you flip through. Those lovely hot air balloons. So that's another one. And then this is the final page. Whoop. And you can see two lovely wood veneer butterflies with some little of the something blue bling following them along like a little trail. And again, this is our second pocket that we made, and the butterfly there, I've glued it so that it's half on the page and the pocket, so that will hold the pocket closed. And then the back page is this lovely map paper. It's the same paper that I used for the pocket, so I put them across from each other just to give a nice balance. And that's our sprayed covers again, and the back of our book. So that's my Prima Cartographer Mini Maya Road canvas and chipboard mini album. And thanks again for following along with all my Cards and Scraps design team projects. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the new design team brings to the website, and you can check it out on the blog, which I'll post a link to down below also. And that's it. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you like my little album, and talk to you soon.